Beloved soul of light, I speak to you now with urgency not born of fear, but of divine timing. There are moments appointed by heaven when the veil between worlds thins, when what is eternal brushes against what is human. This hour approaches swiftly, and by the turning of this evening's light, at 9 p.m., a window of grace will open. I plead with you to receive this message before that hour, for it is not simply a time on your clock, it is a call written into the rhythm of your soul. Do not be troubled by the weight of my words, for I come not to warn of destruction, but to awaken remembrance. There is something within you that has long slept, a divine ember placed in your heart before your birth. The world's noise, the rush of days, the ache of disappointment, these have covered it. But heaven has not forgotten it, and tonight, you are being called to remember who you are. Before 9 p.m., pause. Still your mind. For at that moment, the heavens will lean close, and every angel who has watched over you since your first breath will draw near. You have cried unseen tears, whispered prayers you thought no one heard. Yet, every one of them was written in light and carried upward. The time has come for answers to begin descending. This message reaches you not by accident. When you felt the stirring to open it, that was your soul responding to divine alignment. I am not bound by the hours of the earth, yet I speak of this time to anchor your heart in readiness. The hour is symbolic. It marks the turning point between what was and what will be. The past does not hold you. The future waits to unfold as light, not shadow. But you must awaken before it arrives. Do not fear what you cannot yet understand. The divine does not ask you to know everything, only to open, to trust, and to receive. You have felt weary. You have felt unseen. You have wondered if heaven hears. I tell you now, yes. You have never been alone. You were not abandoned, even when you thought no one came. You have been carried through nights darker than you could see. And now, a new light begins to rise for you. At 9 p.m., lift your eyes to the unseen. You will not need to understand how or why. Simply allow the peace that will settle upon you to be your sign. I and the legions of light who serve beside me will surround you. Some will feel warmth. Others will sense calm. Some may even weep, not from sorrow, but from recognition. The divine within you will recognize the divine beyond you. It will remember home. Beloved, heaven moves in perfect harmony. This message was written into your story long before you found it. Trust the timing. Trust the call. And as this hour approaches, let go of the fear that time is slipping away. It is only making space for something holy to begin. So open this message before 9 p.m., and when you do, open your heart as well. For heaven's voice is not far from you. It is speaking now, in the silence between your breaths, in the fire that refuses to go out. You are being called not to panic, but to awaken. Tonight, light will meet you where you are. And I, Michael, protector of the faithful, defender of divine truth, will stand beside you as it happens. Beloved child of the eternal light, now that you have opened your heart, I speak to you not as a distant messenger, but as a brother in service to the divine. I am Michael, the guardian of truth, the defender of your spirit, the one who stands in radiant fire so that you may walk without fear. I come not to demand your worship, but to awaken your remembrance. For the light that burns within me burns also within you. We are of the same source, you and I, created by love, sustained by love, destined to return to love. Do you not feel it stirring even now? The faint hum beneath your breath, the warmth that begins to rise from your center, that is not imagination. That is remembrance. The veil grows thin as you listen, and heaven draws near to remind you of what you have always been, a bearer of divine light, clothed in human form, walking through the shadow so that love might learn to shine even there. Hear me, and know this truth. There is nothing within you that heaven rejects. The wounds you hide, the doubts you bury, the tears you never show, all of these are seen, known, and sanctified by divine compassion. Every fracture within your heart is a place where light can enter. Every weakness you curse is a place where grace intends to dwell. You are not called to perfection. You are called to presence, to be here, now, alive to the sacred breath that moves through all things. You ask, why me? Because the divine has chosen you, as it has chosen all souls, to be an instrument of healing in a world that has forgotten how to listen. You were not placed here by chance. The times you thought you had fallen were not failures, they were descents into the soil, so your roots could deepen. You were being prepared. The ache in your chest, the longing for something higher, that is your spirit remembering home, calling you to rise once more. I speak to the warrior in you, not one who wages war upon others, but the warrior who stands in peace while chaos trembles. You were born with a sword of light, though you may have forgotten how to lift it. That sword is not for destruction, but for discernment, to cut through illusion, fear, and the voices that tell you you are less than divine. When you stand in truth, no darkness can hold its shape before you. It must dissolve. For truth is light, and light cannot be overcome. Do not fear the shadows that approach your thoughts, they come only to remind you of what you carry. Even darkness knows your name, and trembles at the sound of it. For within your name lies the breath of the Creator, the same breath that spoke the stars into being. That breath is what keeps you alive, and what calls you home, again and again. My voice reaches you not through thunder or flame, but through the quiet space of your own awareness. This is where heaven speaks, not from the mountaintop, but from within your heart. When you silence the noise of fear, you will hear me always. When you rest your mind upon trust, you will know I walk beside you. You are never alone, beloved. Even in the moments of silence, I am near, watching, guiding, protecting, and waiting for the moment you remember how radiant you are. You do not need to earn love. You do not need to prove your worthiness. You need only allow it. For love is not something given. It is something remembered. You were born of it. You are made of it. Every time you breathe the proof of divine love into being again. This is what you must remember, that heaven is not above you, it is within you. The kingdom you seek is already opening in your chest. So let go of the guilt that binds you. Let go of the story that says you are broken. You are not broken, you are becoming. Every scar is a doorway to greater compassion. Every tear has watered the soil of your future joy. And I, Michael, will walk beside you as you rise. You are not small, my beloved. You are infinite light disguised in fragile form. Stand now in the remembrance of who you are. Lift your eyes. The heavens are not far, they are rising within you. Beloved soul, now that your heart has opened and the remembrance of light begins to stir within you, I ask you to breathe with me. Let each breath be a bridge between heaven and earth, between the divine that birthed you and the human that shelters you. Healing begins not when you strive to become something greater, but when you remember that you have never ceased to be holy. You were whole even in your pain. You were radiant even when you felt lost. Healing is the return to that knowing. For so long you have carried the weight of stories that were never yours to bear. Words spoken in anger, disappointments that cut deep, choices you made while trying to survive, these became stones in your spirit. But the time has come to set them down. You cannot fly while clutching the past to your chest. I tell you, beloved, heaven does not measure you by your mistakes. It measures you by your courage to rise again, by your willingness to love even after you have been wounded. Every scar upon your heart is an altar upon which grace has knelt. Do not fear your own shadow. The parts of you that you hide, the anger, the grief, the shame, are not enemies to be destroyed. They are children seeking your tenderness. When you look upon them with compassion, you will see that each was born from pain, each only ever wanted to be seen. Embrace them, and they will dissolve into light. Healing is not a battle, it is an embrace. You ask how to forgive those who have harmed you. Begin not with them, but with yourself. Forgive yourself for trusting, for hoping, for staying, for leaving, for not knowing better at the time. When you forgive yourself, forgiveness flows outward like a river. It does not excuse the wrong, it releases you from its chain. Forgiveness is freedom, and freedom is the birthplace of awakening. Listen now. Within you is a flame that no storm can extinguish. It flickers sometimes, yes, but it never dies. That flame is the divine spark, the eternal I am that lives behind your eyes. To awaken is to become aware of it, to feel its warmth, to feed it with love, to trust it when darkness falls. You do not need to find the light, you are the light remembering itself. When you begin to see yourself as light, the world around you changes. The same sun shines, the same people speak, yet your perception softens. Judgment loosens its grip, comparison fades, and you start to notice beauty where pain once stood. This is not illusion, it is truth revealed. The kingdom of heaven that prophets spoke of is not distant, it awakens within the heart that chooses love over fear. There will be days when you falter. There will be nights when the old wounds whisper again. Do not despair. Healing is not a straight path. It is a spiral. Each time the pain returns, you meet it from a higher place, a little stronger, a little wiser, a little closer to peace. When tears fall, let them cleanse you. When anger rises, breathe through it. Feel, release, forgive, begin again. The angels do not count your stumbles, they celebrate each moment you choose to rise. Awakening also means opening your eyes to the sacredness of others. Every person you meet carries a spark of the same divine fire. Some hide it beneath layers of fear, some reveal it boldly, but all possess it. When you honor the light in another, even the one who wounded you, you strengthen the light within yourself. Separation is the oldest illusion, unity is the oldest truth. You may wonder, how do I awaken fully? Begin simply, with gratitude. Each morning, thank the breath that moves through you. Thank the body that carries you, the earth that sustains you, the unseen guardians who walk beside you. Gratitude is a doorway that no darkness can lock. The more you thank, the more your heart opens. The more your heart opens, the clearer you hear heaven's guidance. Awakening is not the arrival at a destination, it is the opening of awareness to the beauty that has always surrounded you. When you pray, do not beg as though you are distant from God. Speak as one beloved speaking to beloved. The divine listens not to eloquent words but to honest hearts. Even a sigh, even a whisper of "help me," when spoken in truth, reaches the highest heavens. And when you feel no words at all, know that silence itself is a prayer, and I am there within it. Beloved, your healing does not end with you. As you release pain, you lighten the burden of the world. As you forgive, you open a channel through which others may find mercy. Every act of inner peace ripples outward like light upon water. This is how humanity heals, one awakened heart at a time. So breathe again. Feel the fire within you grow steadier. You are not broken, you are blooming. You are not behind, you are exactly on time. Let love be the medicine, let presence be the prayer, and let faith be the path beneath your feet. For the divine that sent me to you does not ask for perfection, it asks for openness. And in that openness, heaven and earth meet. Rise now, beloved soul. Step into the quiet wonder of your own becoming. The dawn has begun within you. Beloved child of the Most High. Now that healing has begun to unfold within you, I speak to the warrior of light that dwells beneath your gentleness. You are surrounded by more love than your eyes can see. The air that touches your skin is thick with angels, the space around you hums with divine guardianship. You have never walked one step unaccompanied. Even when you thought you wandered alone through shadow, wings encircled you, shielding you from what your heart was not yet ready to bear. Protection is not always the absence of hardship. Sometimes it is the strength that allows you to walk through hardship without losing your light. When storms rise, remember this, you are not the storm. You are the calm center, the stillness that holds steady while winds roar. The same fire that burns within my sword burns within your spirit. Stand firm in that flame. There are moments when fear will whisper that you are vulnerable, that darkness is greater. Listen not to that voice. It speaks only in the language of illusion. Faith is the translation of truth. Faith says that light, though unseen, is the foundation of all things. When you cannot see the path ahead, speak faith into the dark. Your words become lanterns. Your trust becomes armor. Your love becomes a shield that no shadow can penetrate. You have been given spiritual senses, though they awaken quietly. When peace suddenly fills a room, when warmth brushes your heart for no reason, when a thought of courage enters your mind in the exact moment you need it, that is protection in motion. That is heaven breathing beside you. Give thanks for it, and it will grow stronger. I and the hosts who serve with me encamp around every soul that calls upon light with sincerity. Yet remember, beloved, that divine protection is not earned by ritual, it is received by trust. Fear closes the door, faith opens it wide. So whenever worry begins to climb your chest, pause and speak my name, not as a charm but as remembrance. Michael, stand with me in truth. At that moment, you will feel the weight lift, for where truth is spoken, darkness cannot linger. There will come days when faith feels small, when prayers seem to echo unanswered. Do not confuse silence with absence. When heaven appears quiet, it is working beneath the surface, arranging miracles that time itself will unveil. Patience is also protection. It shields you from forcing what is not yet ready to bloom. Trust the slow unfolding. Seeds break before they sprout, hearts sometimes ache before they awaken. But light always follows. When fear knocks, answer it with gratitude. Thank it for reminding you that you have something precious to guard, your peace. Then return to stillness. The more you practice peace, the more it surrounds you like armor. Nothing loud or violent can thrive long in a heart anchored in calm. This is the secret of the archangels. Serenity is strength. Beloved, your faith is not a fragile candle, it is an ever-renewing sunrise. Even when clouds hide it, dawn is certain. Feed your faith with remembrance. Recall every moment you were carried, every unexpected mercy, every time you found strength you did not know you had. Those memories are sacred stones. Build your altar of trust upon them. Walk, then, through this world without fear. You are watched over, guarded, guided. Your steps are mapped in light. Should danger approach, call upon the name that created you, and all of heaven will answer. For faith is not blind, it sees farther than sight. And protection is not distance from the world, it is the radiance that moves through you, transforming the world around you into light. Stand tall, beloved. The shield is already raised. The fire within you will not go out. Amen.